we're on the wrong server. I was on this one when I was checking on something last night. Alrighty. So we're kicking things off with the warrior today. And hopefully that goes well. Hope you all had a good week so far. It is WoW Challenges Wednesday. And here we are. Sorry for the late start. I had about 4 hours of sleep, I think. Woke up. It was way too soon for me to be up. Tried to go back to sleep, and that took a little bit, and then I slept way later than I wanted to. So, yeah, yay for shit happening. Again, our start time is a suggested start time. Doesn't mean it's definitely happening at that time. It won't let me just pick, like, afternoon or evening. It makes me pick a time slot, so I'm like, ugh. Really? So, life happens with me a lot. We don't always start on time. Lately, we haven't been. I either start early or late. There's like no in between. But lately, it's been late starts. So, for those that don't know what we're doing the Bloodthirsty challenge. It's a challenge offered from WoW Challenges. They have the rule set listed over there. It's a challenge for World of Warcraft to get to max level in an unconventional way where you are grinding most of the way. You are focusing on killing just mobs, and you can do a couple of quests here and there, but it's very limited in specific circumstances where you can do those, and those are outlined in the rules on their website. But yeah, you are basically grinding to max level when it comes down to it. So constant danger, always killing mobs. You have to pick your mobs wisely. So yeah, I'm on a mission to get every class in the game to max level as a Bloodthirsty challenger. The ones we are working on today are our last 3 remaining classes to go to complete that mission. And they are Warrior, Shaman, and Demon Hunter. Shaman just ended up in the last 3, not necessarily because it's one of my worst classes, it's just because they had a rough go. Their earlier times out, kind of the same with the Warrior. I mean, I'm not that great of a Warrior. I know enough to scrape by and to have self-preservation, but, you know, sometimes things fall into place for different classes at different times. I'm hoping that we've finally gotten our act together on this class, since they are the lowest one we have currently. And, if anything happens to anybody at this point in time, they probably will not get their box checked. I might have to leave them by the roadside because, you know, life, and there's other projects I want to move on to, at least for a little while. We're not done with WoW, but I will be taking a small break from WoW. when the fates of these last 3 are decided. So this one is currently 42. We're attempting to get to 43. The shaman is 50, trying to get to 51 this week, and the demon hunter is 54, attempting to get to 55. Kind of wish I'd had this one have like 2 more levels on them. Didn't quite work out that way. You know, life and such. I'm tempted to try to bust out an extra level on them. I don't know if that's going to come back to shoot me in the foot rested wise later. Since they are in full rotation now, so I don't know, maybe I'll just fucking accept it. I hate that they're gonna be lagging behind so far, the rest of them, but I guess it is what it is. It's better than rushing it, I suppose, just because I want to be done. Because these are probably not the levels to be rushing in. Rushing here is not wise. Not after this one has seen so much. I know some of you are looking at our level. It's like it's only been 42 levels. That's not entirely correct. This character's been around since Legion, I believe. Legion or BFA, I can't remember which, but they went through level squish, so they're not exactly a new role. They've been around the block. They, I think, had been close to level 40, if not level 40 once already. So, I remember I had them killing turtles in Hinterlands before level squish happened. They're on the beach. So she's seen a few things. I was glad to get the druid wrapped up though. That was fun. And definitely relieving. So far our completed classes consist of priest. We ran discipline. We ran a destruction warlock. A ret paladin. Trying to think, there's a lot of them here, so give me a minute. The blood DK. We've completed on a Beastmaster Hunter. A Combat Rogue. A Frost Mage. A Mistweaver Monk. Was that everybody? I feel like I missed somebody. I may not have, I just feel like it. I don't know, I don't have a hand free to count the classes off on them. So we did Priest, Paladin, Warlock, Rogue, Mage, Hunter, Monk, oh, and the Druid, the Bear Druid. Bear Druid might have been who we missed. So we were Guardian on them. We are running Protection on this one, so we are in tank spec. I just wasn't that comfortable in the other specs, and we've tried Wind Fury, no, Fury. We've tried Fury spec before, and I didn't want to go arms because like everybody went arms, so I wanted to do something different. So I think that was part of the problem before, is that I kept pushing on Fury, and Fury was very delicate at the best of times at the time that we were trying to push Fury. So we've decided to calm the fuck down and and go with tank. Get a few extra hit points here and there. We get ignore pain. You know, we get some things to help us here. And their level hasn't been too bad. We did pick up 3 greens. Ironically, we picked up male legs that refused to drop for the shaman. We picked up some leg plate, but what we bought off auction house when we upgraded her gear is still holding pretty good. And we picked up a bow, and I'm like, okay, what the fuck am I gonna do with a bow? So we're just gonna vendor all that. I've tried selling the stuff before and haven't been able to sell it, which is partly why I was so mystified people were charging so much for those male greens when we were trying to gear up the shaman to head into Shadowlands. I was like, this is dumb. Especially on entry-level gear that's gonna get replaced fairly quickly with quest items, so I was very confused. I don't know if I missed a memo somewhere or something, because at one point the gear was so cheap that it was getting posted under vendor value, which is why I had originally stopped putting it up. And I was just kind of like, really? Okay, I'm gonna get more money if I go and vendor that, and you all can have your weird automated mod auction house posting war and, you know, shoot yourselves in the foot because it's not gonna get you anything and you're losing money. But, you know. We have very few ways to make money on a Bloodthirsty. We, because we can't quest, so it's not like we have quests at our disposal. Like some of the other challenges do. We don't have professions at our disposal to try to make money with that way, so we're kind of reliant on looting and either vendoring an auction house, and I don't want to lose money posting stuff on auction house if it's not gonna sell. So I'd rather sell it to the vendor and not have to, you know, constantly keep reposting and losing the auction house deposits and everything. So if it's something I have a pretty good idea isn't gonna sell and it's not a great transmog piece, I won't even bother. I'll just vendor it. Because it's not worth the hassle for me to head back into town to post it. At that point. If it's an ungodly piece of transmog, I'll just right away send it over to my bank alt and let you guys know what it sold for. Speaking of which, that purple that dropped on the druid hasn't sold. When I had seen one posted at one point, it was up for 3,000 gold. By the time I got around to going to post it onto auction house, the price was down to 900. And I was like, oh, well, that ain't selling for them, is it? I think I put mine up for like 9 even. I think theirs was like 9.99. It didn't sell. It came back, and I'm like, of course it did. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it right now. I guess I'm just gonna sit on it forever and ever until it crumbles into dust in my bank. Because it's on the horde side, and I don't really have anybody on the horde side that can even wear it to get the transmog, so I'm like, right, okay, that's how that's gonna work. One of the bad things about that, I wish that we could send stuff back and forth between our characters on our account, at least. Cross-faction, that would be nice. But, doesn't seem to be allowed. Oh, what is this? Intervene. Run at a high speed towards an ally, intercepting all melee. I think it's melee. I always pronounce it wrong. And I can't remember which one's the wrong one. And ranged attacks against that. Okay, so this is more like save somebody else's ass and not really gonna do us any good for what we're doing. So at least nobody's messaged us about my name today so far, so yay. Because that was really awkward to have somebody message me and basically be acting like I had balls to name my character that, and I'm like, what? I'm not trolling other people. If anything, I'm trolling myself. Alright, so let's get our /played, and let's get our photo cleaned up for Twitter. Cut all this stuff out of there so it doesn't become quite a boob shot. Alright. So, WoW challenges. Make sure if you're tweeting about your characters that you include the WoW challenges hashtag. Don't use each individual challenge. We don't watch those. There's too many. We do watch the WoW challenges hashtag, myself and Lita. We take care of the Twitter account between the two of us. So that's the hashtag we watch for. So make sure you're using that if you're tweeting about your challengers. So this is WoW challenges Bloodthirsty. Troll your soul. Prot warrior. Dings level 43. We've got a /played of 3 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 10 seconds. Now, her total kills to date, this is not something you have to do, this is just something I like to put on there because it amuses me. And I use the total kill number. 6906. Alright. And we will send that off to Twitterverse. Alrighty, so let's come over here and repair 3 silver repair bill, not bad for a plate character. This is all of my food I currently have on me, so we'll see how far that gets us. We currently have 297. I don't want to be caught without foodstuffs on this gal. Alright, so let's do our vendor trash first. Alright, these aren't going to amount to much, so 149 on just the vendor trash. And then we'll do these guys. Now the meat, I'm just going to hold on to until the very end, until they leave this grinding area and move on to the next expansion, because it's just going to keep reaccumulating in my bag, and I'm kind of amused by how much I end up with at the end, so that's kind of why we're just still holding on to that. So that was another 15. So yeah, we're still under, wait, are we? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we're still under 200 gold, but you know, not bad. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. Alright, so make sure that you are tucked up in the inn. Now it does look like I have another full level of rested, so that is fabulous. Alright, so hang on, I've got an itch on my foot. Okay. So let's go ahead and load the shaman in. They are out in Bastion. Alright, while they're loading in, I'm going to load up the website. And let's go and update that warrior. And make sure all is still well with them as far as rules are concerned. They should be. Oh no, where's Zaya's Bloodthirsty? Oh, there it is. Ooh. Okay, I thought they were higher than that. That scared me. I was like, oh no. Okay, so we are now sitting at 43. Oh, okay, she was Maiden Legion, so she's been around the block for a bit. I think our last... No. The warrior and the shaman were both Maiden Legion. The demon hunter was from Shadowlands. Because things and stuff happened with the other demon hunter, so. Alright, so we are looking pretty okay here. With that. Oh, hey Taco. How are you? Hope all is good for you. I had like moved that stuff over thinking we were going to get more patterned wings, and I don't think we're going to get another 30 of those. Like every time I log in on her, her arms are stiff as a board. Like her elbows don't bend. She's like a Barbie doll. But if I go to cast something, then they start bending. So it's very strange. I don't know if this is a known bug. I don't know if this is just a graphical thing on my end. I think I need to update my graphics card. I think I got poked about it. A message popped up the other day. So, see, she bent her elbows there. And now they're moving. She suddenly can move her elbows again. She suffers from stiff elbow disease, I suppose. I don't know. So one of the new things that we're going to be doing with the last 3 remaining challengers, I'm either going to take them to 2 levels or 2 bars to go, the ones that are out in Bastion, or 3. We'll see how things happen. Sometimes 3 bars on a character out here, depending on what we're killing, can take an hour. So, since we don't have as many to get through now in a session, we'll probably be, letting... Hi! Hi, Chirpy Pants. Little Bits has come to say hello. You can't see her, of course, but she wants my chair. She's discovered the joys of sitting on my chair now that there's a towel sitting on it, because, you know... fake leather chair and searing heat makes skin stick. So, she's like, oh, I want to lay on that towel. And I'm like, child, I'm using the chair right now. You can have it when I go to bed or when I leave to go do stuff. And last night she was acting like a nut, messing with something. And I had to get up to fix it. And I turned around when I was done fixing it. And she's curled up in my chair like she'd been there all day. And I'm like, no. What is this? I was like, move. I had to bodily move her. She was like, nope, it's mine now. I has doth claimed that chair. And I'm like, no. That's not happening. Not happening at all. So yeah, we're gonna be tacking on a little bit of extra leveling space on these last 3 just to eat up some more time, because eventually we're gonna be down to just the warrior, and then it saves me some pre-stream prep. Not a whole lot, but it saves me a little bit. And this past week's been pretty tight with time, so there's lots of things I want to work on. And I haven't had time. I've been scrambling to try to get the Darkmoon Fair post finished up so we can have that ready to go live this weekend. and realized that we missed checking on 4 different things. So the one Zaya's gonna look into for me, because we don't know whether or not it's considered a world boss or just something that you shouldn't do. It's not like you really get XP from it anyway, but there's also 3 mini games we have to double check on for pacifists, because I'm suddenly not sure if those are okay for them to do. They probably are, and I'm just second guessing myself, but so as soon as Darkmoon Fair goes live Saturday night, I know what I have to do. I have to go in, check on the things that I can check on. And we've worded the thing that Zaya's gonna check on as a don't do this right now. It's probably not a good idea to do it at all to begin with, but don't do it until we verify it. And then if you're a glutton for punishment and you really insist upon doing it, well then that's you, but... Oh, I missed this one up here. But that's been a nightmare putting that post together from scratch, I'm not gonna lie. Been ripping my hair out over it. I worked on it all day yesterday. Trying to get thoughts and wording together, and because we didn't have a base template for that post, so I've had to try to rearrange everything and all of the things and stuff from scratch, basically. So it wasn't just an update article, it was a brand new one. And the brand new posts can be rather daunting. Especially when it's something that I can't just keep going back and checking on as I'm doing it. I mean, if I had had time to, I could have while the event was up, but I didn't have time to work on it while the event was up. And then I realized that there was stuff that had gotten missed and couldn't go back and check on it because the event was over. So I'm like, right. And the information on Wowhead isn't... It's helpful to normal people to an extent. But for challengers, it doesn't give the info that I need. Just got a Crimson Whelping while working on a thing. Nice! Very nice. That's a harder one to get to drop. I think I've only ever had one of those drop ever. I've had 2 of the blue ones drop. And I've gotten the green ones, the emerald ones to drop. I've gotten several of those to drop over the years. Grinding out in Feralis. Around the one lake there. But that red one's a bitch to get. Very nice, Taco. Congrats. Are you going to keep it or are you going to sell it? Now that's the question. That's the tough one. Keep or to sell? Guess it would depend on what prices look like, wouldn't it? Does she have food? Because she's being all sorts of chirpy. I think she's meowing at you now, because I don't see her.
Yeah, she's just being meowing lately.
You're gonna sell it? Not a pet collector? I was a pet collector at one point. But then I stopped kind of doing pet battles because it annoyed me how spreadsheety everybody suddenly made it and it wasn't fun anymore. So I was like, oh, 20, oh, nice. I hope that sells at that for you. But yeah, when pet battling first came out, I was like, oh, this is cool. And I was playing with it. And then within 6 months, people started spreadsheeting it to hell with best optimal pets for this, that, and another thing, and then I couldn't get any kind of win in ever. And I don't play like that. I pick what I want to level. I don't sit there and analyze it like it's a horse racing form for 500 hours, and to me that's not fun. And it kind of killed it for me, so I'm like, yeah, you guys can duke it out. I'll just be over here killing stuff. That's fine. So anything that happens to drop now while I'm out, I'm usually trying to sell it. Hello, Mrs. Rockura. How are you? Sorry for the late start today, you guys. Life happens, and here we are. Sleep's been bad for me. I didn't sleep well yesterday. I think I got about 4 hours, well, the day before yesterday, Monday, I got about 4 hours, and maybe 5 at the most, and woke up way before I wanted to, because I didn't know the husband was awake, and I went to go find him to wake him up, and then I couldn't get back to sleep. And so yesterday was a rough day. I slept a little bit more today, but woke up way before I was ready. Only like 4 hours of sleep, because I had to go to the bathroom. And then everybody in the house had to get into the bathroom before I could get in there. And then I kind of thought I was awake. And I was like, no, 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 no. I can't function on 4 hours of sleep today. That's not happening. And by the time I fell back asleep, I had a fucked up dream from about a place I used to work at. And I managed to fall back asleep again after that. And then I woke up. And husband accidentally told me the wrong time. So I was a little slow dragging my ass out of bed because I was like, oh, well, it's still an hour before stream. That's fine. I was like, yay, I actually woke up before stream today. I can take my time, getting up, going to the bathroom, getting myself settled before we start. And then my mom's out in the kitchen putting her dinner in the oven. I was like, what the hell are you doing out here so early? She goes, early? I was like, yeah, why are you putting your chicken in so early? She's like, oh, it's not early. It takes an hour to cook. And I'm like, it's 3:30. She goes, it's 4:30. And I was like, what? It's like, no. I was like, husband, you told me the wrong time. He's like, oh, I didn't realize it was that late. And I'm like, you looked at the clock. What happened? So, yeah, life happened. But we're here now. Not all your fault. Though if I had known it was after 4, I would have gotten up a little bit faster. Husband's here. We have a new subscriber emote, you guys. That went in yesterday. Apparently, my screen's super small, so I'm not sure if I can find it. There it is. This is on the level 1 tier subs. We have a little arty flamingo guy that is now available. The puppet is still there. I didn't realize I had more than 1 sub emote slot open. We're not very flashy around here. We don't really have channel point stuff and games and shit to entertain everybody. We're much more loud vehicle going by. We're a much more subdued channel. But we do have the new Arty Flamingo emotes available. And Russell thinks I need to learn how to crochet a flamingo.
What am I being blamed for now?
You said I should learn how to crochet a flamingo.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to crochet though. I can do the basic chain, that's it. I don't know how to read the patterns, that's the problem. And I've watched people crochet stuff. It's not easy. It's really not. Sometimes they've got like 4 and 5 stitches on their tiny ass little crochet hook, and I'm like, what? I don't know if I have the coordination level for that. I mean, I could try to crochet a chain and maybe sew them all together, but I have to get a crochet hook. I don't even have one. I think I have a set of knitting needles somewhere in this house. Maybe in our art treasure trove of stuff. In our craft treasure boxes. But I don't even own a crochet hook. I sell some cool, like, metallic-y sheen pink yarn. We were talking about maybe trying to do a pink scarf with, and he's like, oh, you should totally crochet a flamingo head and put it on the end of it. And the idea amuses me. There was somebody there. I don't know where they went, though. Did see them. Hey, I have a question. I thought RP servers weren't supposed to be held in the same shard as normal servers. Wasn't that how it was supposed to be? I thought RP servers were supposed to be kept together, so it didn't break like the RP immersion or something. Or so you didn't have non-RP server people coming in and bothering the RPers. Now I ask this because the other night, I guess Monday night into Tuesday, because I was working on that character very late, while working on the Demon Hunter, I saw people talking in the chat, and all of a sudden I saw Moonguard pop up. I thought I saw the server Moonguard. I don't think it was Moonrunner. I thought it was Moonguard. And I was like, wait, what? That's strange. Maybe it was Moonrunner. Although I thought I've seen in the past, every so often, Moonguard pop up in city chat. Like in trade chat. But then again, I guess it could have been somebody from that server pulled over to this server if they were grouped with them. I suppose that's possible. It just surprised me. I was like, okay. That's odd. I might have saw Moon and assumed it was Moonguard. It was very late and I was very tired. Maybe I missaw. That's entirely possible. I'll have to keep an eye out to see if I see that happen again. But it's been very quiet out here. Nobody's been chatting. Like, I've been on normal game chat this whole time. And not a single person has spoken since we logged in on this character out here in general. It's always an odd, eerie feeling. It's like, am I the only one out here? I mean, we know we're not the only ones because we saw that person run up behind us. But it is kind of creepy. Alright, so we have about a third of a bar left to go here. On this one. I probably could have left 3 bars to go on this one and we probably would have been fine time-wise. Now, funny story. I ended up over here, right? Because I looked at the health that the mobs had over by Aspirant's Rest, and I looked at how much health I had. I was deeply concerned. There wasn't much buffer because, you know, we are still missing 3 upgraded gear pieces because of the prices on Auction House. So I was like, oh dear. So we ended up over here on these guys, and it's a little frustrating because they don't give as much XP as the mobs that do like the gore and stuff, but it's in our better interest to be over here for self-preservation. I did attempt to kill the foxes that were over here, and oh man, that one fox like ripped me a new one. I was dropping healing totems. I was fucking panicked. I was like, really? This is what's gonna do it? We're finally gonna get out here. But I managed to get through it okay. It was rather terrifying though. And I'm like, okay, we're not touching the foxes. That's for damn sure. So, it's been a little scary. I'm surprised that those 3 slots are affecting our health pool quite so much. But they are. I'm hoping that we actually get some gear to drop that's useful. So far we've gotten 2 warglaves, which don't mean dick to us. Oh hey, we did get more patterned wings. How about that? We got a crossbow. Again, that doesn't mean dick to us. We got a pair of leather gloves, and we need to wear mail. I mean, we can wear the leather, but it's, again, not in our best interest. And, a dagger. Now, I could technically use the dagger, but I don't have an offhand to go with it, so since we're currently using a staff, that seems a little self-defeating. So we're just gonna keep rolling with what we've got at the moment. I wasn't able to swap anything out. Actually, we might be missing 4 gear slots because there wasn't any capes on Auction House that were an upgrade to what we had that we could use. So we might be missing more slots than I thought. And of course, you know, I didn't upgrade the jewelry or anything because I just didn't bother. Alright, bear. But, yeah, we'll see what happens here. We'll probably be over here for some time. Either until some gear starts dropping, or until we replace some stuff. I'm hoping that the level 56, 57 gear's a little bit better priced. Although with the lack of male gear I've seen dropping, I am concerned. I am concerned. Either my RNG just thinks I don't need male gear, or something. Because we've been seeing like everything else but. So how's your DIY project going, Mrs. Rockuru? You just dinged level 57 on your 9th perspective, level 60. Nice, congrats. Very good job. Very nice indeed. Slow at the moment, getting funds together for the kitchen cabinets. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, those reno projects can eat up the money something fierce, can't they? And there's our ding on the shaman. So that's exciting. She's gotten her first level in the books out here. Right, let's go ahead and hearth back to Hero's Rest. And we'll get the slash blade going there. I mean, when you sit down and start doing it, it's like, oh shit. Like, because there's been some things we've been thinking about doing, but then, I mean, we don't have the money to do them right now anyway, but then the world kind of got sideways on us, and so now I don't know if I really want to sink the money into the things that we had originally been considering doing, kind of thing. Alright, so let's do that. And I'm afraid they'll raise the property taxes on us if we put too much visible work into this place from the outside. WoW challenges, Bloodthirsty, Title Soul. We are a resto shaman. Dings level 51. We're looking at a slash played so far of 5 Ds. 17 hours, 7 minutes, and 37 seconds. She's all about the sevens today. Her total kills at the moment are sitting at 10,000. 354. All right. Let's send you off to Twitterland, and we'll step over to the side here and grab our vendor mounts. So she's had 1 gold, 53 silver repair bill. Alright, let's start with the vendor trash and see what we got here. Couple of motorcycles going by, sorry about that. So vendor netted us 203, and let's see here, because we need to start building up some more funds so we can replace the gear at the next replacement interval. Hopefully we'll get some drops to help us along the way. And that was another 324, so that was good. That was helpful. And we're back up just over 1,000 gold now on her. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll pop off of her. And we'll load in our Demon Hunter. And while she's loading in, I'm going to go over to the website and update the shaman just to make sure that we're still all good and stuff. We should be. I don't see why we wouldn't. Alright, yep, we are still good and green flagged there. Okay. Alright. So I'm sad to report the mice are back in the attic. These must be new mice, though, that have moved in. Because we were mice-free. As far as we could tell, we didn't hear any movings around up there. For a couple of months, I want to say 2 or 3 months. Was rather surprised last night when we heard feet running in the ceiling, and we're like, what the hell? One of them almost sounded similar to like a buzzing noise. I don't know if they were just running that hard, or if there was a beetle that they disturbed up there, or something. I don't know. It was weird. But we just got... Oh, did you put the camera back up? Sweetie? Husband? Russell?
What's up?
Did you put the camera back up?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I thought you were going to, so you didn't have to keep climbing up there to check on the traps.
Well, I'm just going to check on it tonight to start with.
Okay. Because we don't know how many are up there. And we're not quite sure how they got in. Because the passages that we thought they were using originally still look like they're blocked over. So, there's some vegetation that, in theory, they could have climbed. So we need to, get outside and rip some vines down that kind of grew up along the siding that came back when all of the plant life in the yard exploded again. So we need to get that dealt with. And it's just been so bloody hot, although the past couple of days have been nice. But now that we notice that we need to do something outside, it's probably going to get blistering hot again. Because that's the way it seems to go. My elephant ears aren't doing so hot this year. We think it's because we haven't watered as much. They do like a lot of water. And my wildflowers weren't looking too good either. It hasn't rained that much lately. I don't think we've had any rain, any meaningful rain, in another motorcycle going by. It's a loud car clock, apparently. I think it's been at least 2 weeks. And with as hot as it's been, my poor planter box of wildflowers just look like overgrown weeds at this point. I'm just like, oh no. Not what I had intended. Not at all. And we had planted some flower bulbs. New flowers that we hadn't planted before because I thought they looked cute on the packaging, and one of the outdoor cats keeps laying in the planter box that they're growing in, so they're kind of like half bent over. I'm like, would you please stop? I was like, why are you even laying there? Don't lay in the dirt. I'm like, look what you're doing to my flowers here. And he just goes, meow. I'm like, yeah buddy, meow, exactly. So we'll have to see what happens with those. Beginning to question as to whether or not they're actually gonna bloom. Because they're still like just leafy stalks. So the one looks like it might be going to do something soon. Maybe. I don't know. We will see. Oh, okay, well we got 2. I've been able to handle 2 of these guys on this character. I try not to make it a habit of doing that. But, we have been able to do okay. Since we have a fair amount of AoEs. And these guys don't really do a dot. I'm just trying to keep in the habit of not doing that so I don't do it on the mobs that's really not a good idea to do that with. Oh, we picked up another green. This one's had a few greens. Not a whole lot of vendor trash though, oddly enough. Oddly enough. But, you know, I'll take the greens over the vendor trash since the greens are worth a bit more anyhow. Like, that's fine. Because she's coming up on a gear upgrade level soon. I think she's got 2 more levels to collect some more fundage before she's due to swap gear to attempt to go after the level 60s. Don't know how she's gonna fare on the 60 moths. That'll be interesting. I mean, she's kind of melting through these guys, but these are also now a level below her. So we'll have to see. I don't anticipating her getting completely trashed by them, but you know, we'll find out. I am anticipating us wrapping up our art project with the current tutorial for the Bob Ross needle felting one that we're doing. We should be finishing that this weekend. There's not that much left that we have to do. I think we're in the process of highlighting those trees that we got put in. We started it. I don't think we've finished it. And then we have to put in some seagrass at the base of those trees. That shouldn't be that involved. And I'm not sure what else we have to do, because he doesn't have that much time left in the tutorial. Knowing him and the time that's left, I'll probably try to stick a rock in there. I hope he doesn't. We don't have to add it, but I kind of don't have much room left to stick anything else. So that's more of a me problem. And my poor choice of judgment on where things were being placed. But yeah, I think either way, we should be wrapping up that one this next session. So that means next session, we're going to take a break from the needle felting, just for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And we're going to paint. Because there's a painting I want to work on. I still haven't decided how I'm going to handle it. I don't know if we want to go too realistic or if we want to kind of go slightly cartoony, or line art with it. I'm not sure how I want to approach it. I almost have too many possibilities. I almost kind of want to stained glass it, which would be like black line separations in between it, and kind of like mosaic tile-y, like we did with our butterfly back around Christmas. But instead of like white grout lines, we would do like black lead lines. And I did pick up a couple of fine line brushes that would work for that. At least I am anticipating they'll work for that. I haven't tried them out yet. Hopefully they're worth the $7 I paid for them. I'm so hard on my line brushes. They just... Them and I abuse the heck out of them. But, you know, hopefully I'll be able to use 1 or 2 of them on that paint by number that I'm planning on getting back to this week, hopefully. Because my Tuesdays have been absorbed with writing the Darkmoon Fair article. I've only had like 1 day a week to really work on that right now. But we should be pretty much finished with that by this weekend. There is a podcast this weekend. I believe Lita's doing a solo show. So it probably won't be a very long show. So if you guys want to catch it, try to get there at start time. Or, I mean, you can always watch the VOD. Or the YouTube version of it later the next night. But if you come in late to that one, she may be in the process of wrapping up by the time you get there. Just a heads up. Because we don't have as much to talk about this week. Yes, and then Taco is going to be on the 9th. my fellow Bloodthirsty buddy. I am helping co-host on that show. That's going to be Saturday, July 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So that'll be all sorts of fun because you haven't been on in a while. It'd be nice to catch up on all of the things. So it's just been... I love how you're running. I'm only using one hand right now to play, and some of these grooves and curbing, when you're running up on them, in some points, it slides you sideways. Like, why? That's dumb. We're still in the middle of Midsummer Fire Festival right now. We've got less than a week left. It finishes the morning of the 5th, so if you haven't gone and done your festival fire stuff on your challengers, everybody but Bloodthirsty, you know, clock is ticking, and because I don't know if you're really gonna have time to finish it on the 5th, because then servers go down for maintenance and everything. So I'd say you want to probably be wrapped up by the 4th if you're still planning on doing any of that. Darkmoon Fair starts this coming weekend. There will be fireworks in is it Stormwind and Orgrimmar, or is it all the cities? I can't remember. They kind of do that like every hour or so for 4th of July celebration in game, and I think that goes for like 24 hours. And I don't know what Luminous Luminaries is. I really don't. What is this? Oh, Vajir. Yeah, no. Challengers don't go to Bashir. We're just gonna ignore that. We do have an auction house dance party coming up on the 22nd. Challengers do not do that. It seems harmless at first, but if you get pulled up onto the stage randomly, you end up with a buff that lasts for 24 hours that periodically causes you to burst into dance and heals you. So yeah, no, that's not allowed because you can't reapply it yourself. You have to go to the special event. So use a different auction house, like it's in the main trade district auction house in Stormwind. Go to the Dwarven district one if you really need to put something up, or go to Ironforge. I don't know which auction house it uses in Orgrimmar. Probably the one that's up near the main gate, like where the hub of all the action is, like near the throne room. You're probably better off using the one in the back. The one in the near the back gates probably. I think there's two there. I could be completely wrong, but I think there's a second one there. In the, like, towards the back area. I don't know. I could be completely talking out my ass. I don't play Horde that much. Hordes, help me out. Is there 2 auction houses in Orgrimmar? I feel like there is. But when the cities only have 2, when the cities have 2 auction houses, they usually just use one for the dance party and the other one's fine. But, don't go to the dance party. No. Not good. And then as we get into August, the week of the 7th starts the Darkmoon Fair. I think that might be Lita's birthday. I'm on the 8th. Or Lita might be the 6th. I can't remember the way the time zones are and the way the days change. My birthday is on the 8th. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot happening in August that we really have to be concerned with. Free t-shirt day is just following the t-shirt cannon dude around Stormwind and trying to catch a t-shirt. Like, whatever. I guess Trial of Style is really the only thing to be concerned about in August, and that's just that's a no-no for challengers, because you're joining basically a looking for dungeon scenario thing, except instead of killing stuff, you're doing outfits, but because you're with other people and you may be required to put on gear that you can't wear, since you can't transmog white and grays yet, I don't think. Right? Or am I wrong? Did that come in yet, or is that coming in Dragonflight? I'm suddenly unsure. I'm second guessing myself now. Like, I don't think... Like, none of this stuff looks... Like, all this stuff is showing green, so I don't think that's come in yet. There is too? Okay, cool. Yeah, sometimes I start saying stuff, and then I'm like, wait. Am I remembering this correctly? And there's that moment of self-doubt. Because it's... I don't play Horde often. Now, granted, the last druid of mine that dinged was Horde, but I don't hang out in Orgrimmar, so I'm kind of lost when I'm there. And half the time when I'm on Alliance, I'm in Ironforge. Most of the time. I mean, I'll be in Stormwind occasionally, like when we do our 50 transition, but like my working man is just kind of home-based, and I'm glad I saw him run by before I hit an AoE. That would have been awkward. Alright, so he's back up. Good to know. Always be aware of where your patrolling mobs are, because you don't want to AoE at the wrong time. And I think this AoE is centered on me. But I don't want him running too close and getting tagged by it. Because both of those guys do gore. And while I've been handling these guys just fine, with their gore hits, 2 of them would be a completely different story. Because those dots will be applied multiple times if you pull multiple mobs that do it. So do be careful. It's why it's a good idea to get in the habit of pulling just one mob. I know it slows things down and I know it's annoying, but it also gives you a chance to mentally regroup in between and check on your health and make sure that you don't need to eat or drink in between the pulls. And also might give you a moment to see a patrol suddenly come back that you hadn't realized had come back. So this one's level was a little slow. She's currently at 7 hours. Almost 8 hours on this level. And while I was slightly distracted this time out, because I just wanted to be done this level, it wasn't as bad as some of the other classes as far as distraction level goes. So, while I was slightly distracted, I wasn't like distracted for like a half an hour here, 45 minutes there. It was just mostly the trouble was trying to find something to listen to that was long form content on YouTube. There's not a whole lot of long form content on YouTube because so many people, when YouTube first came out, like their max your video could be was like I think 10 minutes, and then it graduated to 15, and now I think it can be up to like 11 hours and 59 minutes or something. But in one continuous video. But a lot of like channels, their older stuff is so short that it's hard to find stuff to just put on and listen to and just go, because the video, you know, they're so short. So sometimes it's difficult, where I'm constantly tabbing back over to my other screen to find something different to listen to. There's a couple of podcasts that record live on YouTube, or people that do a live stream show that lasts like 2 hours. So those are good. Those are helpful. Been listening to a lot of Emily D. Baker, lawyer on LawTube, doing commentary on like pop culture law cases, lawsuits, that stuff. She's good for listening to while doing this. There's a couple others out there. There's a couple of vloggers that do usually about a half an hour show. Sometimes when they go live, they'll do like an hour. There's a couple of cruise vloggers that will sometimes go live for like an hour. Trouble is, are they live when I'm playing, or you know, do they have something new for me to listen to? So we've got about a bar left to go on this one. I don't know if we're gonna get to the working man today. I hadn't planned on it. We've only been going for an hour. We might try to get A level in. We'll see how long it takes this last bar to happen. We'll see. No promises. But I am actually getting super excited about working on our painting project. We haven't painted in a while. So that's going to be fun. We're going to use the craft paint. Because I like that better on the canvas than my Arteza acrylic paint. I actually prefer my Arteza acrylic paint on watercolor paper, and I know that sounds so stupid, but I do. I like to water it down a little bit, and I like how it flows on their watercolor. Well, it's not their watercolor paper, it's Canson, but I couldn't afford their watercolor paper at the time, but I prefer the way it looks on their paper, or on paper, better than on canvas. Their acrylic paint on the canvas gets a little bit too shiny for me, and it puts off a bit of a glare, so it's hard to stream with it because of that glare option, or not option, the glare effect, really. But I'll dig the tub of craft paints out, because we should get those used up before they completely dry out. And I just have to dig the box out from underneath of my desk. That's the problem. There's so little storage in this house that I've got shit crammed in every crevice possible. And the way I've got it crammed in, it's a pain in the ass to drag it out. So, I find myself deterred from dragging it out as often, and I need to do something about that. I was gonna change where I had it, and I might change the box under my desk to hold what's in the bottom drawer of my hands-on stuff that's next to me. So I might have to do some reorganizing, just so I can get my hands on it a little bit easier. Sounds like probably a better idea, because I also want to do a tissue paper project. I think I have enough glue. But I need to paint my base before we start messing with the tissue paper. Just so that any gaps that show up, there's some kind of color underneath, instead of like a weird white gap void. Because that will drive me crazy. 100% guarantee it. Because I've done it before, and I know that it's a problem. So, 2 ideas for 2 different tissue paper projects. I don't think I have enough glue to do both, so I'll have to pick up some more tacky glue at some point here. Oh, I forgot to change Kofi over. I've changed my avatar. I think I might have to change it in Etsy too. I need to post some stuff to Etsy. I think I might have enough cash still on me to do that, but I haven't had the chance to go through my inventory yet, so that's also what I had planned to do yesterday. But the Darkmoon Fair article has become quite the beast and taken on the life of its own, so I never had a free moment, because by the time I finally got done dealing with all I could stand of it yesterday, it was, I think it was like 1 in the morning, and I was like, I'm done with this today. I can't do anymore. So I did a little bit of Mikeless Minecraft. I kind of finished up the pier section in there that we're working on, and I was like, okay, I should like put a couple of like businesses or something along this dock frontage, like maybe a tavern, maybe like a fishing shop, or like a goods shop to sell stuff that people bring in. And I was like, okay, and then I went and looked in my boxes, and I'm like, I kind of want some more stone or something to work with here, because I didn't even have that much cobblestone, and I wasn't sure what I wanted the base of the buildings to be. I was like, well, I mean, I guess they could be cobble, but you know, maybe they should be cooked stone, and we'll do the bricks. That might look a little bit better, more polished. And I was like, well, I'm gonna need more stone regardless. So I went down in the mine that we started and realized, oh, we didn't get that deep because I hit that mine shaft, and I had been wandering around in there collecting stuff, and I was like, alright, let's start digging down. And I was digging the steps down, and then I hit like a chasm, not really a chasm, but I hit like an opening, and I was like, do we want to go across and then head back down, or do we want to turn? So I decided to turn and go down this one wall, and then we went back underground, and I forgot that bedrock isn't at level like 2 or 3 anymore, that they extended the bottom of the world, I think, by like 64, by like a chunk. So I'm digging and I'm digging and I'm digging, I'm hitting nothing but deep slate, and I'm like, oh my god, is this just all deep slate? I actually had to tab out and look. I'm like, where's bedrock now? And it's like, oh, negative 64, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, where am I? And the last time I checked, I was at like negative 33, and I'm like, oh, we've got a ways to go. And then my inventory got full, and I went back up to drop it off and to get just to get some stuff sorted. And then I looked at the time, and I'm like, I really should go to bed, or try to go to bed. So I didn't really get much done there. I was actually hoping to get more time in there. I was like, oh yeah, we don't have that much further to go on the article. I'll be done by like 8 o'clock, and then we can spend all night playing Minecraft. And that didn't work out the way I'd wanted it to, because I was distracted and having trouble getting my thoughts together. And I should know by now that things take 45 times longer for me to do than I think they're going to. You'd think by now I would have learned this lesson, but I definitely have not. That's for sure. But yeah, no, so I'm excited because we're going to do another painting project, and the more I'm thinking about trying to do like the stained glass look with the lead lines in there, I think that feels good. I think that's how we're going to approach that. I still have to finish sketching in a couple of things that need to be done on it, and I have to clean up the background a little bit and try to get some more graphite off of there, because I made a mess when I was trying to sketch something in and then changed my mind because I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this, and tried to rip it out, and apparently the pencil I was using was a little was a little dark, so I wasn't anticipating not liking what I had done there. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to gesso over that to keep it from bleeding into the paint. We'll see. It shouldn't be too bad. I think I've got the worst of it off. I think what's in there is stained into the canvas at this point. Alright, we just got a little bit more to go on this one. Let's see, an hour and 20. I don't know. Do we want to get a level on that working man? I probably should, because I didn't touch them at all last week. Time got away from me, and next thing I knew, like, the week was over. And I hadn't gotten anything done on them. And I feel like if we don't do that this week, the same thing's gonna happen. And she should be close to fully rested for at least A level, so it shouldn't take that long to snag some stuff. At least with her, since she can, since she's a working man, proc skills aren't an issue. So I shouldn't have any problem bringing her out during normal stream time and working on her. Not like we did with the pacifist where I had to be really super careful. Although we haven't really seen anybody out here today. Like, I haven't even seen anybody out here picking flowers. So, that's kind of weird. I don't know what's up with that. Alright. Good, good. Let's get our photo here. Alright, and let's go ahead and head back to Carol's Rest, and we'll get our slash blade. Funny, her slash blade and the shaman's slash blade are similar. Did the shaman's not go through? I don't see it. Like, I know we sat here and did it. Huh. Where is it? Hold on. Now I'm mad. Did I not hit tweet on the shaman? Sometimes I do this where I don't actually hit tweet and think I hit tweet. Or did I fuck up the hashtag? No, it didn't go through. Maybe I didn't hit tweet and I just closed it. Damn it to hell. Alright, I'm gonna have to go back and redo the shaman here. That's infuriating. Alright, let me regroup here. As we try to get this sorted here. Okay. Dang it. Oh, that irritates the shit out of me. Okay. So let's crop this down. Oh, puppy potty time. Alright. No. Okay, so go. WoW. I know we typed it out. WoW challenges. Bloodthirsty. I must have closed it instead of hit tweet. Bloodthirsty. Soul Glaive. We are tank spec on this one. Demon Hunter. Ding's level 55, so she's got 5 more to go. Slash blade is 9 Nope. 5 days. 9 hours. 44 minutes. And 8 seconds. Total kills. I must have been in the mindset of close the windows when we got the kills, and I hit close instead of tweet. Alright, so 8, 20 on that. Unless the tweet failed. The tweet could have failed. That's entirely possible. I've had that happen before, and I just didn't notice. Sorry, we'll go back and fix that. So it was a 7 gold repair bill. Alright, so vendor trash. 188. And let's look at our green vendor total here. Oh, I hope that level 56, 57 gear is cheap, because oh boy. We got another 430 on that, because we don't have a whole lot to work with here. We're just at 2575. That's not encouraging at all, is it? Okay. Are you using my vendor? What are you doing? Are you done? Okay. Alright, so that got sent to Twitter. Nobody's buffed me. Alright, so we're gonna log out. And let me go and redo the shaman real quick. And let me see here. Oh, I did have that in 2 places. Okay. I couldn't find it before. Alright, so this is gonna be bonus working man leveling. That is gonna go at the top there. Okay. Let's redo this shot. Now the shot's gonna be different than it was before. Guess that's fine. Slash played again. Alright. So this is gonna be WoW challenges. Bloodthirsty. Title Soul Resto Shaman for the 2nd time. Dings level 51. Slash played 5 days. 17 hours. 11 minutes. 17 seconds. So the time's gonna be a little different now. Total kills are at 354. Alright, let's see, is this gonna go through now? Okay. So yeah, the slash play time between the shaman and the demon hunter is kind of... What is that? That flies? Dusklight Razorwing. Where does that come from? Because this one is so much older than the demon hunter. Sorry, my brain. Oh, Coritha. Interesting. I haven't really done anything out there, so I didn't know that was a thing there. I haven't really done any endgame stuff. I've been too busy with challengers. Alright, so we got that sorted. Let's log back out. We will do our working man here. Find the working man. There they are. I just left her in her starter gear. I didn't see much of a point in upgrading her gear because she's not fighting anything. I know she can. And she did until about level 15-ish, kinda. But, you know, things started to get a little sketchy, so figured it was best if we leave that be. Alright, and they've updated just fine on the website as well. Okay, so I am chilling in Ironforge, it would seem. Somebody needs to buy all this damn life root, because I've got too much. We could go toss this up on Auction House real quick. Let's see, what's Val tokens at not? 210. Oof. That's expensive. Alright. 9, let's go 750. Steel. What if I make you 25? Will that make you attractive to someone? Alright, let's see what we can make happen with that. I don't have my auction house mod anymore. Because it got mad. It hadn't been updated in forever, but I had one mod that would say Bazinga in the voice of Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory every time an auction sold. But because the mod hadn't been updated in so long that it was starting to give me Lua errors, and it kept yelling at me that your mods are out of date, and I'm like, no, it's fine, it doesn't really do anything, it's okay, just ignore it, pretend it's not there. I don't sell stuff that often anyhow, but I finally had to get rid of it because it was getting so out of date that the game was getting really cranky about it. I was like, damn it. Because I didn't always see the chat notification when something sold. So it kind of amused me whenever it did go off. But now that we're streaming, I probably shouldn't have it running anyway. You never know what's gonna rile the copyright triggers, so probably best that we're not running that right now. So how are things going with your challengers, everybody? Oh, a manhunt is underway. Where? What is happening? Manhunt underway after 2 Bibb County deputies shot. Where is this? I know this is coming from an Alabama station, but is it actually in Alabama, or I don't know. I have to check my local news. This was on Facebook. Apparently they're getting ready to do a live shot. I don't know if that's in Alabama. It might be. Let me see here. What's our local news saying? I'm in Arkansas, so. Doesn't look like our news has picked up on it. Sometimes they do. Oh, 58% chance of thunderstorms on July 3rd. And a 24% chance of rain on July 4th. You know what amazes me? The people in this town that I live in, well, the ones that are vocal on Facebook, let's say, some of them, some of them are, interesting folks, I gotta tell you. They were actually complaining about the fact that the fireworks show that the city does for free had to get moved to a different location in the city, town, whatever. And people were being pissy about it. But they couldn't do it where they did in the past, which was over near the public pool, because that land was sold, whoever owned it, and they're putting in housing there. So since there's construction happening, they can't shoot the fireworks off from that location. So they had to pick a different location. And people were actually complaining and being pissy little bitches about it. And I'm just like, why? Okay, that's the one we can't remove, so we just have to roll with that one. And I was just so mind blown. I'm like, y'all, oh, we can quest. We can quest.
Hey there.
We can do this.
See you later.
Oh, that's all we had to do. Okay, cool. I don't normally do the fire stuff, so I thought I had to do something else. But no, we're good. Okay. So, yeah, they're complaining about a free fireworks show because they don't like the location. Why did it have to get moved? And I'm just like, really? It's a free fireworks show that the city's putting on. They're footing the bill. They don't have to. They could be like shrugging their shoulders and be like, well, I guess you'll have to go to the show in Fayetteville since they're a larger town, larger city that has more money to do these things. Like, our town has about 5,000 people in it, give or take. Fayetteville has like 73,000, so, you know, quite a population difference there, but Fayetteville's also a university town too, so I mean, they have the room and they have the money, like they could set them off at the stadiums and stuff they've got going on up there. And I'm just like, wow. People are just so damn ungrateful. Like, they've got a couple of sponsors to help with the show. But you're gonna bitch? I don't like the fireworks shows. I don't like loud noises. Loud noises bother my ears. And I don't like the boomingness of it. It makes me jumpy. I'm not a fan of them. I don't mind watching them from afar, but I would never actually go to a show itself specifically to see them. I'd rather have a much greater distance between me and them. And the one dog hates them, and gets all uppity about them. So I'm just like, y'all are seriously gonna bitch about a free show? Really? Alright. Letting your ugly all hang out there. I'm just like, wow. But I guess there's always gonna be those kinds of people. But you okay?
Yeah, I got into the shower. And in the shower I hear, can I get in the bathroom, please? And I come out. I check to see if he needs to use the restroom, and he acts all offended that he had to wait. Motherfucker, I wait for you at least twice a day at this point.
I am still live, you know.
For those of you who are not aware, Denise's father is a bit of a douchebag.
Yeah,
and
he can be.
He's being extra douchey at the moment, so forgive me a moment of anger over the microphone.
Yeah, he's something. He's only been getting worse.
It's not that he needed the bathroom. It's that he's being a bitch when I rush to give him what he wants.
Yeah. This kind of goes back to that conversation we had this morning. Yeah. Yeah. Totally. We have one bathroom. So, you know. Like, it'll be hours before anybody even makes a move to get in there, but the second Russell and I try to get in there, like, everybody has to use it.
And having rushed me out, of course he has not gone in there yet.
Well, the feeling's probably gone away, or he's in the middle of eating dinner. I don't know which.
No, they're done. They've been done. He doesn't even have a plate there. No. Just needs to rush me along so he can sit on his ass, and so he can get up and sit on his ass.
It's gonna be okay, sweetie. It's gonna be okay. But yeah, like it's been a long couple of weeks with dealing with my dad. And he's not the easiest person to get along with, that's for certain. Hold on a second, you guys, hold on. Give me one moment. Sorry, my dad's being extra my dad right now. My dad is like the poster child for cranky old men. And he's becoming increasingly difficult to deal with. Just increasingly difficult. If he has to wait for like 2 minutes to do what he wants to do, he's on the verge of having a toddler tantrum. So, and I wish I was exaggerating. I'm really not. It's been interesting past couple of weeks. So he was bitching my mom out for something that he was more than capable of taking care of, and just all of the things, and I'm just like, I can't even with this right now. I just can't. Like my mom, he needed medication picked up from the pharmacy, which is fine. And, did you even come in this door with the dog? Because I didn't see you come in. Oh, okay. And my mom, and he didn't tell my mom until after they had come back from the same store, and it was blistering hot out, and my mom's like, well, I'm not gonna ask him to go back today to get it. We'll see about getting it tomorrow. And because, you know, Russell's anxiety, leaving the house at times, unless he really needs to go, is a lot for him at times. He doesn't mind doing it, it's just he doesn't want to have to keep going back out once he's come home and dealt with the initial trip. My mom forgot to say something the next day until like a half an hour. Like, my dad said something to her like a half hour before the pharmacy was gonna close, like real snarky about, oh, well, I guess I'm not gonna get that again today. And my mom looked at him like, huh? She had completely forgotten that he still needed it. She's old too. She's older than him. And so he started bitching her out She's like, well, I forgot, you didn't remind me. I mean, it's not her medication. There's nothing for her to really remember. Like, it wouldn't stick on her remembrance radar. And he started bitching her out about not remembering that he needed that picked up and saying that he needed it picked up. And they had words about it. And in the end, he was basically bitching at her, saying, oh, well, you're a grown-ass woman, you should be able to remember. And then Russell flipped the fuck out on him, and he's like, you're a grown-ass man, it's your medication, you could have said something a hell of a lot sooner, before, like, 20 minutes before the pharmacy's about to close, because they would have closed by the time we had gotten there. So I'm just like, really? So it's been a long couple of weeks. I don't know what bees crawled up his bonnet lately, but what's in the toaster? I guess I walked into that one, but I didn't know he went outside with something in the toaster. But yeah, it's, you don't like people. I don't like people either. Like, it's too people-y going outside, especially in the area that we're in. I don't really care for them, but yeah, he's been a bit much, and they get like this when they're together for any period of time. When they're in different states, every phone call was all lovey-dovey, and oh, I miss you, I love you, you know, like, gag me with a spoon level of over the top of putting on a show. You know, like first brand new romance level cutesiness that was just too much, because I know those two, and I'm just like, really? I've never seen you two act like this in person. Why are you acting like this on the phone? And it was just very weird. And then, you know, a couple of months after being in the same location, of course that's worn off, long since worn off. And now they're like at each other's throats again, and I'm just like, look, what we're not gonna do is this, because you fuckers are on our playing field now, not your own. So we're either gonna behave and pretend to get along for the sake of everyone's sanity, or you all better start figuring out what the fuck you're gonna do, because my nerves can't handle this shit. We've got enough bullshit going on, and I can't do this. Can't do the bickering between them again. I can't. That's how we ended up in this mess to begin with, but, you know, at least with him. And he's okay when she's not around. I mean, he would be a bit of a dick, but we could give him a look and he'd knock it the fuck off. But he's been really pushing the level of dickness lately. Now I'm just like, would you stop? Come on now. We don't need this. We really don't. Like, he had a stomach bug, and he had 2 small bathroom emergencies, and now, ever since then, he, like, every time, he's, like, in the bathroom, like, every half an hour now. And I'm like, are you still having issues? Because if you are, then maybe we need to talk to one of your doctors. Maybe it's a medication thing. Maybe it wasn't a stomach bug. But I don't know what the fuck to do anymore. I'm just mostly ignoring them at this point. And, you know, if they need something, then okay, come talk to us. But I'm just kind of letting them be to their own devices, because I just can't mentally with this shit. I can't. I'm just gonna be over here in my corner, under my rock. It smells like he burnt that toast. I'm just gonna be over here. But you know what the fun part is, guys? The mother-in-law's coming back in September with her sister. Oh my god. I am gonna be completely nuts by time all of them are here. Supposedly they're gonna be parking her RV, the sister's RV, in the backyard, but I don't think the hookups are gonna reach, and nobody thinks about this except for me. And Russell's like, it's not my problem, it's their fucking problem, this was their fucking idea. He goes, I'm not saying a fucking word. And I'm like, maybe you should, because somebody needs to get them thinking about this shit. And he's like, nope, not my problem. And I'm just like, okay, right, sure. I didn't even think the RV would fit in our yard, and the very back gets very muddy, so I certainly hope they're not planning on parking it right outside of our bedroom window in the driveway, because that I'm gonna have a problem with, a real big problem with, because the house isn't very well insulated, and I'm gonna hear them coming in and out of that thing like all fucking day. Russell seems to be under the impression that they're going to be in the RV together most of the time, and I just kind of looked at him, I'm like, yeah, they're really going to be cooking and living in the RV when there's a kitchen right here that they could use. I totally don't see that happening. I totally see them being in this house, like, in and out all fucking day. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, oh my sanity. And I'm just like, oh goody, great. I mean, it is her property, but she's been gone like since, when the fuck did they leave? May? April? Something like that. And then they're both gonna be here. Yay, I hope his mom doesn't get mad about the utility bills when she comes back. Did you burn that?
Yeah, a little.
I was gonna say it smelled like it. Because the RV being hooked up is gonna run it up. So if she starts giving Russell and I shit about it, we're gonna have to be like, excuse me? Whose RV is parked out front? Draining the electric bill? And the water bill? Like, what? You're like, no, no, no. No, no. That is not us. So let's not even go there, okay? I saw it. There it is.
So, for future reference, we are not to get peanut butter flavored medicine ever again.
Why?
Because the look Zuzu has been giving the peanut butter toast really makes me sad.
Is that why he's looking at it funny? I didn't realize. I thought that was beef flavored paste, not peanut butter.
At one point, we got peanut butter flavored.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So,
is that why he's been so nervous about peanut butter?
Yeah, I think so.
Aw, he loved his peanut butter toast so much.
Well, he ate it this time. He didn't argue too much, but he inspects it very carefully each time.
Aw, poor buddy. He needs... so I guess he associates the smell with not feeling well now.
Well, no, again, he ate it. It's just that he keeps checking to make sure I'm not trying to slip him something. Daddy, you motherfucker, you did it once. He ain't doing it again.
Well, to be fair, we put that in the nuggets, so not the peanut butter.
True, and he does still accept those.
Yeah. Zuzu's terrible about taking medication, so we had to make our own pill pockets with chicken nuggets from Wendy's, because it was the one thing that he would eat that we could shove the pill in between the breading and the chicken on. Cheese wouldn't work. Nothing we tried was working. It was terrible. We were like trying to force his mouth open, and it was just becoming a fight where I thought he was gonna snap at Russell and stuff. It was not pleasant at all. I still have no idea when we're getting your mom's car back from your uncle. We haven't heard a fucking word from them.
I imagine only when she visits.
Like, haven't heard a goddamn word about it. Don't know if the car is okay. Don't know how much longer he's planning on keeping it. Nothing. I don't even know if she knows we still don't have it yet, because they were supposed to drop it off when they were done with it.
No, she knows. She's the one that told me that he'd be holding on to it for a while. She knows.
Your mom's so loosey-goosey with high-cost things, it makes me so nervous. I mean, I understand sort of why she's letting this happen, but it still makes me nervous. So arrested, we're getting 1550, so that's not terrible. Oh, well, I don't really need those, so we can just kind of toss that there. We picked up 55 ore and 65 life root. Life root is a little more abundant out here on this route than iron seems to be. And because I accidentally trained the faster mount speed, I have more sections of running through and nothing being popped up to grab. So if that's one tip I can give for a gathering challenger, whether you are a working man or pacifist, maybe don't train the second level of mount speed if possible. Maybe stick with that first level, because the first level, by the time you loop back around, stuff usually has respawned. I didn't have this problem when I was on that first mount level speed. I mean, it will mean that you're a little bit slower to get away on a mount, but I think it benefits time not being wasted doing loops, waiting for stuff to respawn. And they're keeping that fire going. If you're on a pacifist, do be careful around people that are doing the fires, because you never know if they're going to hit a critter or if they're going to hit a fellow player that's become PvP tagged. And that could count as a proc kill potentially. Just be careful if you're on a pacifist out there. And especially if you're doing the fires. Especially because of this thing, right? Because you can't remove it. So, this is a chance to inflict fire damage on any melee, ranged, or spell attack. So if you accidentally touch a mob and you're trying to run away to disengage, there's a chance that this thing is going to trigger on that mob and put a dot on them. And we've seen it before where it's killed a mob on a pacifist and gotten them a kill credit. And then they had to start all over. So, I mean, for Bloodthirsty, when it's up in the zone, it's kind of nice, because when it triggers on the mob, it kind of helps make it die a little bit faster. That's probably about the extent that Bloodthirsty can participate in this event, is that zone buff being up and hoping that it triggers on your mob that you're killing. I'll say at the times of day that I play, when it is up, it's not up very long. It's usually up like Olive like a minute, and then the fire's extinguished almost immediately, and so I don't usually get that much of a benefit out of it. And I can't exactly go and honor the fire myself, so. I mean, on the working man, I might be able to, but I'm not killing anything on this one, so it's kind of indifferent. Doesn't really matter. Alright, so let's get this one. Got about 4 bars left to go. So I had a couple of these gems before we got started. I didn't put those up, I don't think. Did we? I think they might have still been in my bag. I didn't pay attention to it. Alright. So at least we can say we've gotten 1 level in on this one. This week. I felt really bad not having time to do it last week, but last week was an effing blur. I was sick 2/3 of the week last week though with my neck, so hopefully that's starting to calm down at the moment. Tomorrow we're going to be doing Parkitect. So I grossly misunderstood how many campaign maps there were in Parkitect. I don't know why I was expecting it to be like 10 or 12 at the most. Not really sure. I actually had to Google it because it seemed like every time we completed one, another one was popping up, and I'm like, where does this end? I saw something on Google about there being 37, but 10 of those are part of a DLC that I don't have. So, I'm like, oh, well, that's at least 27 or 24 or something. Maybe it was 34 and 24. And I'm like, well, okay, I think we've completed 12. So I'm just like, damn, we are not as close to finishing that as I thought we were. So, yeah, we're gonna have to do the one, I think, this week, or try to do the one this week that I kind of was hesitant to try to do last time. We'll see how it goes. I'm not gonna say we're definitely doing every single campaign. I might lose my patience before we get there. We'll see how far it goes. I think 3 is gonna be my limit on attempts, and then, you know, we'll take a break for a while if it doesn't seem to be getting anywhere, if I'm just banging my head against the wall. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we've got quite a few more campaign maps left than I realized, so we'll be attempting Parkitect tomorrow. And then Friday, Planet Zoo, and I'm hoping to be awake early enough that we can actually get some stuff done in Planet Zoo. I felt bad that we kind of cut last week's stream on that a bit short, but it was so goddamn hot in here that my brain was melting. I was afraid things in my computer were going to start melting. It was uncomfortably hot in here, even with the AC going. So I was like, yeah, I need this computer to not implode upon me, because I can't fix it right now if something happens. So it's like, let's just cut this for now. So we'll get back to working on that talk point design and trying to figure out some kind of like foliage or something that we can stick up in there on the other part of that roof. Maybe get some vines hanging down or something in the gappy gaps, or maybe just put some different directional planks in there. There is that smaller plank that we could take and probably slip into there in that little tiny gap we've got going in the roof. So that's an option. Oh, and there's our ding. 47. What? She's getting closer to... Oh, I don't have the thingy. That's right. I hadn't been posting her levels for a while because I didn't know if we were actually gonna do that very much with her. Oh, wait. Oh, that's gonna take me back to Donmorrow. That's fine. I guess. Ooh, excuse me. How am I still tired? I slept all damn day. I'm always running on a deficit, it seems. Alright, can we... Alright, that's probably pretty good there. Alright, so we're gonna go... WoW challenges Working Man. Soul Blister. We are a priest. I am unspec'd at the moment. I didn't see much of a point in taking a spec since I wasn't killing anything. So at least not anymore. Like, it doesn't really matter, does it? WoW challenges Working Man, Soul Blister, Priest, Dings, level 47. We have a slash played of 1 day, 20 hours, 46 minutes, and 53 seconds. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll tweet that along. So we've got 71. I don't like the stone being in the mining bag, I just want it to be the ore. I do have an ore bag and a flour bag on this one. I probably should have did that on the last pacifist, but I didn't. But we have one now. So we've got 71 iron ore and 4 gold ore. There wasn't much gold out this time through. And picked up 97 life root. So yeah, life root seems to be a lot more abundant on that loop than the ore. So we'll see what happens. I don't think anything has sold yet from Auction House. I wasn't fully paying attention because husband needed to vent to me about my dad for a minute. So let's go take a peek real quick, and I'm gonna have to put this stuff up on Auction House anyway, so we might as well go ahead and head up there. Back into Ironforge. I probably should just have my hearth be Ironforge. Maybe I'll remember to do that this time. I had originally set it to Donmorrow and then forgot to switch it back. Or to switch it to Ironforge. I mean, there's an inn right over here, so maybe I'll remember to do that this time. Alright, where are we going? Where are we going? We want to go this way. I always get turned around in here. Alright, we're gonna turn off we're gonna turn off the chatty chats because people are being a bit much at the moment, so everybody's apparently sitting in trade chat bitching each other out instead of out doing things. Oh, okay. We sold 18 life fruit and all of the iron bars. No, not all of them. I thought we only had 103. I'm confused. We still have some iron bar up, apparently. Okay, that's fine. Well, we sold something, right? Okay. So, that's gonna do it for today. So, I will see all of you. Hey, Twisted Rogue, how are you? I'm doing alright. I don't think... Well, John's streaming last epic. I don't know how you're fucking supposed to pronounce it. We can go see him. So, we'll go check out John. Remember, we're doing Parkitect tomorrow. And we'll see what happens with that. Friday's Planet Zoo. Saturday's the WoW Challenges podcast. I'm not on this week, but I will be there. And then Sunday we'll be wrapping up our current needle felting project. So I hope you guys have a great one. And wait, did the raid not go? Oh, I unrated. Oh, damn it. What the hell?
I was gonna say.
What the hell? What the hell, Twitch? I'm sure I clicked something. Okay, I clicked something that made it not do what it was supposed to do. Alright, let's go see John. And you guys have a great night.